2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's been hard to come by a W lately for this Oklahoma City group. They'd love to get back on a winning track. 7 losses in their last 8 games. That is not going to get it done, and they know it. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers. That's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like, I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel it a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game. But anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 82 games. Doesn't mean the
just
teams.
we've done a lot of games in our role here in the
right.
We
get 2 games a night, remember?
on the set.
Yeah, anyway, I was saying the injuries, they start to take a toll. Not just the big ones, the little ones. Type of injuries I hate are the freak injuries. One time, Ernie, I was walking with my shoes off, stubbed my toe.
That's called barefoot.
That's a freak injury. Stubbed my toe, was out for 6 weeks. So you got to get rest, eat well.
Well, if you kick a
ice
brick
those
wall,
knees,
that's not a...
and man up.
Yeah, maybe you should. Here's Kevin Harlan. Barefoot.
This city is glowing on this wonderful clear night. A terrific view of Cleveland right there. It's the home of the Cavaliers here in Cleveland, Ohio, as we bring you an interconference match here at the Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's the Cavaliers to start out. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. They've got Lamarcus Aldridge. Brandon Knight is out there with Jordan. Bennett Smith. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward position. Now here is Aldridge. 18 feet away and he knocks it down. Aldridge has got the opening basket of the game for Cleveland. Lamarcus Aldridge, a polished mid-range shooter as well, and he's working on expanding his range out beyond the arc.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? Last season he made over 10 times more threes than the season before. He made them at an impressive clip, too. I think it's something he should keep as part of his package.
Here is Parker after Oklahoma City gets the 3. There's the pick. Pass to Madison. A three-pointer. Good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Knight against Parker. Knight dishes to Jordan. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season. Signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that, Greg, the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
So Jordan nails both of them. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Nobody near Parker. Kept alive. Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Knight kicks to Jordan. The feed to Gasol. It's deflected. Kicks it to Wilcox. Back to Bledsoe. Passes it to Madison. Feeds it to Wilcox. For the three. Thunder with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down on perimeter shooters, not nearly quick enough. And then they gave up their fair share of those point-blank shots on the interior as well.
Something was clearly amiss for them, Greg. I mean, to let an opponent shoot that high a percentage, you got to take a real long look in the mirror after a game like that.
Here's Parker. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket. Aldridge a screen. Parker passes to Aldridge. Outside for Bledsoe. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Bledsoe. Clock at 4. The basket counts and one. Will go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
And for Lamarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
And that one falls for Lamarcus Aldridge.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Cleveland's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, Kev, I caught up with Coach Billy Donovan. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
Great, thank you, Doris. So a little bit worried about containing the opposing offense today.
Well, there's a lot to be worried about. I mean, they're not an easy opponent to face because of that offense.
That's exactly right. I mean, they have to be on their game defensively if they're going to keep pace in this one.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Here's Parker, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Jordan against Parker, and the pass to Madison. Shoots from 14. The shot is off, and Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, this is a great rivalry, guys. I mean, even though they're in opposite conferences, you look back and these teams have a lot of history.
They really do. I mean, whenever they play each other, it means a little bit extra. These are two franchises, as you said, that certainly have had their fair share of tangles in the past.
Here's Parker, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Lets it go with a 3. But they recover it. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Thunder have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Gasol, a screen on Parker. It's Knight with the drive. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
That one misses for Wilcox.
And Marcus Aldridge surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
Now here's Jordan. He's coming off a 19-point game against Portland. They get the rebound. Gasol lays it up and banks it in. Gasol's got 6.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Well, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Here is Bledsoe. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And when you look at Marcus Aldridge now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you
what
know
we
all
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here.
Woo.
Info and entertainment.
Now, here's Aldridge. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. That's good. 9 points for Lamarcus Aldridge. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
For the Cavaliers, Anderson Varejão's checked in for Bottoms. Montejunas comes in for Lamarcus Aldridge. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Wilcox. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Thunder. Here's Jordan. He's got 5. And for Black, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA. This guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And Cleveland making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And then for Oklahoma City, McGarry's checked in for Gasol. Waiters comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Brandon Knight. Thunder have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. It's stolen by Johnson. He dishes it to Montejunas. The jump hook, no good off the back of the rim. Oklahoma City trailing. Jordan kicks to Waiters. Back to Jordan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And for long stretches of the season, the Thunder, they had a short bench early on due to injury and just having a short rotation. They did change things up, though, as they went through that regular season.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. First free throw is good. Well, for the Thunder, Greg, you're talking about, they did have to go to their bench more and more. And Clark, as the season wore on, their bench players were playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah, actually, they ended up in the top 10 in bench minutes played. The trades they made at the deadline helped bring depth to the team, and they took advantage of it.
And he can't hit the second.
And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Now here's Parker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Johnson attacking. And Cantor pulls it down.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Here's Miller, the Cavaliers making the shot. The dish to Jordan. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
This is his third trip to the free throw line. Jordan no good on the free throw. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
And the shot is good. Waiters got the game tied up here for Oklahoma City.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster.
Here's Dellavedova. He kicks to Moniunas. They get it back. Verajao dishes to Johnson. Moniunas sets a screen for Parker. He feeds it to Dellavedova. Inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Second chance shot. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know, every franchise will have a year that is just lost to injuries. I mean, it happens. The hard part of it for the Thunder is that it happened while so many of their stars are in their prime.
Here's Parker. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. That three off the mark.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
They now take the lead. And that's now 10 points for Jordan.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
The Cavaliers trailing. Dellavedova, the pass to Parker. A minute 50 left in the first quarter. To the right side. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Verajao. And the shot falls short this time.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Here's Parker. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Johnson the screen. Dellavedova kicks to Moniunas. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
The Thunder with the lead.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. Third longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed.
Cantor's shot is off. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, their last game a loss to the Celtics in Boston.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Oklahoma City shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
That free throw, no good.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
Yeah, they're scuffling at the line. Struggling is a better way to put it. But you like the fact they're getting there. Now it's just a matter of knocking them down.
And he's good on the second. Here is Parker. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Verajao with a screen on Jordan. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. Parker kicks to Dellavedova. Shot clock at 5. Second shot opportunity, and it's good. Off through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Cleveland shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Jordan with it. The 17-footer. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And Lamarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to Lamarcus Aldridge's game?
And, you know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Now, some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. And others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
Anytime you can get to the rim consistently early in the game, it allows you to get into a good rhythm offensively.
It really does. I mean, it's a lot easier to get buckets inside. That's elementary, and they've done that through one.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Thunder, Smith out there with Marc Gasol. It's Andre Miller. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 spot. And here is Aldridge. Brandon Knight getting it to go from deep. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Bledsoe. Shot left block. The shot is off. And the Thunder going the other way now. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Smith's shot is good. And the Thunder lead by 3.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Cavaliers shooting around 41% on the night.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Now here's Bledsoe. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here's Dellavedova. He's guarded by Knight. And Bledsoe has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Fires from deep. The Thunder pull it in. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
Here's Dellavedova after Enes Kanter's basket to end the run, and Gasol sends it back. They retain possession. Now Miller, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Smith on the wing, out to the right wing. Gasol dishes to Miller, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Miller's got the lead up to 5 now for the Thunder. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Thunder?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight, and it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
And that one's good.
Quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Smith outside, over to the wing. Kanter kicks to Smith. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Gasol is screened. Jumper off the screen, and a great assist. By Miller as that one goes in. Miller's got 3 assists now in this one. The Cavaliers trail by 5. And here's Bledsoe. Dishes to Dellavedova. Here is Wilcox. Aldridge left side. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Now, here's Knight. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland.
Boy, was he physical, in that game. Just drawing a lot of contact and getting himself to the line over and over.
Miller with a wide open look. from outside off the mark.
Boy, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide-open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
Dellavedova, the pass to Wilcox. To the wing on the left. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Knight. It's tipped. Here's Dellavedova. Bledsoe outside. Shoots the 3, and he gets it to go. Bledsoe's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Smith dishes to Gasol. Releases from 15. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Aldridge a screen. Bledsoe kicks to Dellavedova. Here's Madison. Gasol with the defensive effort.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Now here's Knight. 5 points in the game, and he gets the bucket. Knight's got 5 points in the quarter.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
And Canada throws it down.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And so here's Cleveland. The Thunder making the shot. To the inside. Here's Madison. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans had really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Robert Sacre comes in for Lamarcus Aldridge. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Matthew Dellavedova. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Waiters has checked in.
And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Eunice is checked in for Cleveland. The Cavaliers trail by 6.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
Just 4 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. No good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling. and they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
Here's Eunice. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Eunice with it. Can't recover. Johnson. The Thunder pull it in.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Gasol wide open. He fires, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Wilcox kicks to Johnson. To the wing right side. The jump hook. Here's Sacre. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And, you know, that's not the kind of percentage any player wants to see next to his name at the end of the season.
Parker's checked in for Cleveland. That's good from Sacre. Last year, the Thunder were in a playoff battle all season, Clark. Their road record of 16-24, a big part of why they didn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, when you're dealing with the kinds of injuries the Thunder had last year, it's impossible to be your best, and grinding out road wins is that much tougher.
Now here's Johnson. He points his last outing.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
They set the screen. Waiters on the wing. From the arc. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Sacre. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. There's Parker with the 3. Waiters grabs the miss.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
The drive by Jordan. Jordan with another miss.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Sacre. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Brandon Knight. Parker outside. Here's Wilcox. Can't get it to go. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Up the floor. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Eunice.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Oh my God, I just got that.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here is Parker. Pass to Eunice. Varejau setting the pick for Eunice. Johnson kicks to Varejau. Gasol with the steal. Here's Jordan, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Now at the moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. Take a look at Jordan, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player. And, of course, Silk.
Talk about hitting the ground running. These two have made an immediate impact with their scoring.
Making it rain for sure. Surprising to see them rack up high digits so early in their careers. Well, you just got to tip your hat to them. What a performance. Just look at the game for Jordan. 12 points, and he's knocked down 5 shots at the charity stripe. Good numbers for him.
Yeah, they are. It's been a nice element of his game today.
And so Jordan nails both of them.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
I tell you what, nice job making the most of their opportunity.
Now here's Monty Eunice. 5 points in the game. Will it go? Verajao trying to free himself up. The Thunder leading by 9. Now here's Jordan. He's got 13. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Jordan's got 15.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Parker with it. Pass to Monty Eunice. Verajao setting the pick for Monty Eunice. Parker outside. That is good. Parker's got his second basket of the night.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Jordan. He's got 15. Parker outside. Now the feed to Monty Eunice. Johnson, a wide open look. The Thunder pull it in. They've led by as many as 11 points.
And guys, last season was a painful one for Anderson Varejao. He had finally shaken the back injury that sidelined him the year before, signs the multi-year contract extension with the Cavs. Things were starting to look up. Then only 3 weeks later, he tears the Achilles and was ruled out for the season. You talk about a tough break.
And adding insult to injury, certainly, Greg, as you were talking about, Varejao played well at the start of last season. Shooting 56% from the field. Clark, I think he was over 70% from the line. Those were career highs.
Yeah, and a terrible blow for Varejao and the Cavs because of that injury, the Achilles tendon. But it led to the deal for Mozgov, and that's worked out quite nicely.
Now here's Waiters. 9 points last game out. And that one's good. 14 points for Marc Gasol.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
Johnson outside. Kicks it to Wilcox. That's a 2 from Parker. The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Thunder leading by 7. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Waiters gets a wide open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. Miller's got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Jordan against Parker. Passes to Monty Eunice. Varejao dishes to Parker. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Parker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And we finished one half of basketball. Oklahoma City out in front, up 7. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. And Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
You know, we're moving the ball really well right now and, you know, really finding an open man. So, you know, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, you know, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. And but the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
All good things to sustain for the second half, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. In the second quarter, we began to see what they're capable of when everything starts clicking, as they pulled out to a 7-point lead by the end of the half. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.